Welcome back, Mind Explorers. Ready for another deep dive with my mind mashups. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join the adventure. Today we're tackling something spooky and scientific.
Ooh, spooky and scientific. I like it.
Parapsychology.
That's right. We're venturing into the world of unexplained phenomena, the stuff that makes you go, wait, is that even possible?
And trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one. We've got fascinating research, historical insights, even some mind-bending theories about technology and ESP. So what exactly is parapsychology?
Think of it as the science of the seemingly impossible. It examines experiences that go beyond our five senses, things that conventional science struggles to explain.
Okay, so we're talking about things like telepathy, clairvoyance, precognition.
Yeah.
The stuff of sci-fi and fantasy.
Exactly. Those fall under what parapsychologists call the Big Five. Telepathy, clairvoyance, precognition, psychokinesis, and survival studies. Each one delves into a different type of psychic sense.
Psychic senses. I like that. It's like we're unlocking a hidden potential within ourselves. So where did this fascination with the paranormal begin? Was it all just spooky seances and ghost stories?
Actually, the roots of parapsychology go much deeper. Early spiritualism movements in the 19th century with their seances and attempts to contact spirits definitely piqued public interest. But a key turning point was the work of J.B. Rhine in the 1930s. He was a botanist, believe it or not, but he became fascinated by the potential of the human mind.
A botanist turned mind explorer. Now that's a career shift.
Right. He established the parapsychology laboratory at Duke University, and his research brought a new level of scientific rigor to the field. He popularized the term extrasensory perception, or ESP, and conducted experiments using statistical analysis. He even investigated psychokinesis, the ability to influence matter with the mind.
So from seances to science labs, parapsychology started to gain legitimacy. But did it ever go beyond the university walls?
You bet it did. In the 1970s, the U.S. government even got involved. They funded a top-secret project called Stargate to investigate psychic abilities for espionage. Think remote viewing, spying on enemies using psychic powers.
Wait, the government was trying to train psychic spies? That's straight out of a spy thriller.
It sounds wild, right? While the Stargate project was officially shut down in 1995, it fueled public imagination and further solidified parapsychology as a field worthy of investigation.
Okay, so we've got a history of intrigue, government secrets, and a dash of Cold War espionage. Where do the famous experiments like the Ganzfeld come in?
The Ganzfeld experiment is perhaps one of the most well-known attempts to study telepathy under controlled conditions. It involves a fascinating setup designed to induce a state of sensory deprivation. Imagine this. You're reclining in a chair, ping-pong balls cut in half cover your eyes. A red light bathes the room and white noise plays through headphones.
It sounds more like a bizarre spa treatment than a science experiment. What's the point of all that?
The idea is that by minimizing external sensory input, the mind might be more receptive to psychic impressions.
So it's like creating a blank canvas for the mind, ready to receive telepathic messages.
Precisely. In the experiment, a sender focuses on a randomly chosen image. It could be a photo, a symbol, anything, and tries to telepathically transmit it to a receiver who's in the sensory deprivation setup. Later, the receiver is shown 4 images, the target and 3 decoys, and has to pick the one they received.
And if they get it right more often than chance would allow, that suggests telepathy might be at play.
That's the hypothesis. Some Ganzfeld studies have reported hit rates above 30%, which is statistically significant, and suggests that something more than chance might be going on.
Okay, that's pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing there's more to this story. It can't be that simple, right?
Of course not. While these results have sparked a lot of debate, there are also criticisms and alternative explanations to consider. Some argue that sensory leakage might be a factor, subtle cues the receiver could pick up on without realizing it's skewing the results.
So like if the sender accidentally makes a noise while concentrating on the target image, the receiver might subconsciously pick up on that and make a biased guess?
Exactly. Others question whether beating chance truly proves telepathy, as there could be other unknown variables at play.
Right. Like, just because something is statistically unusual doesn't automatically mean it's psychic. It's like flipping a coin and getting 10 heads in a row. Weird, but not necessarily proof the coin is rigged.
That's a great analogy. And this is where the debate gets heated. Even with controlled experiments like the Ganzfeld, the line between statistical anomaly and genuine ESP remains blurry. This leads us to the fascinating question. Can technology help us unravel this mystery? We're back and ready to explore how technology is shaking things up in the world of parapsychology.
Yeah, it seems like an unlikely pairing. Cutting-edge tech and unexplained phenomena. but the possibilities are truly mind-boggling.
It's a fascinating convergence, and it's opening up entirely new avenues for research. We're talking about using tools like artificial intelligence, neuroimaging, even quantum physics to try and understand these elusive experiences.
Okay, I'm all ears. How is AI being used? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it? But AI's incredible ability to analyze vast amounts of data and spot patterns, even subtle ones we humans might miss, is proving invaluable in parapsychology research.
So like a detective searching for clues in a sea of information.
Exactly. Take psychokinesis experiments where someone tries to influence a random number generator with their thoughts. AI can analyze the output looking for any deviations from randomness that might suggest a mental influence.
So AI can help us see if the mind is truly affecting matter, even in subtle ways?
Precisely. And it's not just about lab experiments. Some researchers are using AI to analyze global events and look for correlations with changes in random data collected around the world.
What do global events have to do with random data?
There's a theory called the global consciousness effect, which suggests that major events that evoke strong collective emotions like moments of global crisis or celebration might leave a subtle imprint on random data streams. Think of it as a ripple effect of human consciousness.
Wow, that's both intriguing and a little spooky. It's like we're all interconnected in ways we don't fully grasp. What about neuroimaging? How does that fit into the picture?
Neuroimaging techniques like fMRI and EEG allow us to peek inside the brain and see what happens during different activities, including potentially psychic experiences. Researchers are looking for unique brain activity patterns that might correspond to telepathy, remote viewing, or other psychic phenomena.
So we could actually see which parts of the brain light up when someone's having a psychic experience.
That's the idea. Some preliminary studies have shown increased activity in specific brain areas during these experiences, but it's still early days. The brain is incredibly complex and much remains unknown, especially when it comes to these more unusual experiences.
Right. And then we've got quantum physics, the ultimate mind bender. How does that relate to parapsychology?
Quantum physics explores the realm of the very small atoms and subatomic particles where the rules of our everyday world seem to break down. Things can exist in multiple states at once, and information can seemingly travel faster than light. Some researchers believe these bizarre quantum phenomena might hold clues to understanding psychic abilities.
So you're saying our minds might be tapping into this weird quantum realm, allowing us to do things that seem impossible according to classical physics.
That's one theory. Take quantum entanglement, where two particles become linked no matter how far apart they are. If you change the state of one particle, the other instantly changes as if they're communicating across vast distances.
That's like spooky action at a distance.
Exactly. Could a similar entanglement exist between minds, allowing for instantaneous communication that we perceive as telepathy? It's a mind-blowing possibility that some physicists and parapsychologists are exploring.
Wow, this is getting deep. But it's all theoretical.
Right.
We're not talking about solid proof yet.
It's important to remember these are hypotheses, not confirmed facts. But they're based on solid scientific principles and open up exciting avenues for research. And it's not just high-tech tools like AI and quantum physics that are changing the game. Even something as familiar as virtual reality is being utilized.
Virtual reality? I thought that was for gaming and simulations.
VR is proving to be a powerful tool for creating immersive environments that can simulate paranormal scenarios. Imagine a virtual haunted house or an out-of-body experience.
So you can make someone think they're actually encountering a ghost, all within a controlled, safe environment.
Precisely. Researchers can then study people's reactions, measure their physiological responses, and potentially gain insights into how we perceive and experience these phenomena.
It's like a safe space to explore the spooky side of things without the risks of a real-life ghost hunt.
Exactly. VR is making parapsychology research more accessible and potentially less intimidating for those who might be skeptical.
I love how technology is making this whole field more approachable, almost mainstream. It's like demystifying the paranormal. But what about involving regular people in the research?
That's where crowdsourcing comes in. There are smartphone apps and online platforms that allow anyone to participate in parapsychology experiments or report their own experiences. It's citizen science for the paranormal.
Wait, so I could download an app and contribute to real research right now?
Absolutely. Some apps collect data during alleged psychic events, tracking things like heart rate and skin conductance. Others let people record EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, or use their phone sensors to look for environmental anomalies.
That's so cool. It's like everyone can be a paranormal investigator now.
Right, and it's not just ghost hunting. Platforms are conducting large-scale crowdsourced experiments on things like remote viewing, analyzing data from thousands of participants worldwide.
Wow. So technology is not only giving researchers new tools, it's also empowering everyday people to get involved and contribute to the quest for understanding. But let's be realistic. Not everyone buys into this.
Right. Absolutely. Parapsychology remains a controversial field with plenty of skeptics who see it as pseudoscience. And they raise valid points about the need for replication, eliminating bias, and ensuring rigorous research methods.
Right, because extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Just because we can't explain something doesn't automatically make it psychic. But that's what makes this field so fascinating. It's a constant dance between skepticism and open-mindedness, pushing the boundaries of what we think we know about the universe and ourselves.
Well said. And that leads us to perhaps the most intriguing question of all. What does the future hold for parapsychology? Will we ever definitively prove or disprove the existence of psychic phenomena? We'll tackle that very question when we return for the final part of our deep dive. Don't go anywhere.
We're back for the final chapter of our parapsychology deep dive. We've explored the history, the experiments, the controversies, and the mind-blowing ways technology is changing the game. But the big question remains. What does the future hold for this enigmatic field?
It's a question that has both skeptics and believers on the edge of their seats. Will parapsychology finally gain mainstream scientific acceptance, or will it remain relegated to the fringes of knowledge?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
So what are the biggest hurdles standing in the way of widespread acceptance?
As we've touched upon, replication remains a major challenge. Being able to reliably reproduce experimental results is the cornerstone of the scientific method. But with parapsychology, it's been a bit of a mixed bag.
Right. Some studies show promising results while others fail to replicate those findings. It's that inconsistency that fuels skepticism.
Exactly. So developing more rigorous and standardized research protocols is crucial. We need to ensure that experiments are designed to eliminate biases and control for potential confounding variables. It's also about changing the mindset within the scientific community.
Mindset. What do you mean?
Well, parapsychology has long faced resistance from mainstream science. There's a history of skepticism, and understandably so, given the prevalence of fraud and hoaxes in the past. But that skepticism sometimes spills over into outright dismissal, preventing open-minded investigation.
It's like that saying, science progresses one funeral at a time. Sometimes it takes a new generation of scientists unburdened by old prejudices to embrace radical ideas.
That's a great point. We need a more nuanced approach, one that acknowledges the legitimate criticisms while remaining open to the possibility that there might be genuine phenomena worth investigating.
Skepticism is healthy, but so is curiosity. So assuming we can overcome these hurdles, what are some of the most exciting avenues for future research?
One area that holds immense potential is the study of consciousness. We're still in the early stages of understanding how consciousness arises, how it interacts with the physical world, and what its true limits might be.
And some believe consciousness might be the key to unlocking the secrets of psychic phenomena.
That's right. The idea is that our minds might not be confined to our brains. What if consciousness is more interconnected, more non-local than we currently understand?
It's like that concept of a universal mind, a web of interconnectedness that transcends our individual selves.
Exactly. Could that explain telepathy, where minds seem to communicate directly, or precognition, where future events seem to bleed into the present? These are fascinating questions that researchers are starting to tackle with new tools and perspectives.
This is where it gets really mind-boggling.
Hmm.
But what does this mean for the average person? I'm not a scientist or a researcher, but I'm intrigued by this stuff. What can I do?
Never underestimate the power of curiosity. Read books, explore articles, listen to podcasts like this one. Stay informed and engage with the ideas. And as we talked about earlier, technology has opened up incredible opportunities for citizen science.
Right. Download those apps, participate in online experiments, report your own experiences. You could contribute to real scientific research from the comfort of your own home.
And perhaps most importantly, stay open to the possibilities. Don't dismiss things outright just because they seem strange or impossible. The history of science is full of discoveries that were once considered outlandish.
It's about finding that balance between healthy skepticism and a sense of wonder, that childlike curiosity that keeps us asking questions and exploring the unknown.
Well said. The universe is vast and mysterious, and it's through exploration, through questioning, that we expand our understanding of ourselves and our place in the cosmos.
And who knows, maybe one day what we now call paranormal will will simply become part of our normal understanding of the world.
That's a future I think many of us would be excited to see.
Well, Mind Explorers, we've reached the end of our deep dive into parapsychology, but the exploration doesn't end here. If this deep dive left you wanting more, be sure to check out My Mind Mashups wherever you get your podcasts. Amazon Music, Audible, Facebook, Pocket Casts, Spotify, YouTube, we're everywhere.
Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring the wonders of the unknown. What if the biggest barrier to experiencing psychic phenomena isn't our abilities, but our beliefs?
Ooh, like that one. We'll see you next time.